The Americans are saying that they warned this would be the Israeli response, and now here it is.
With me is Shehata from BBC Arabic. Thanks for coming to talk to us. So just on this Marco Rubio's visit, it comes in the context of the Gulf countries, some of them quite angry with Israel's actions.
Yeah, Mr. Rubio is trying to give assurance to Israel that the United States is on the side of Israel. However, he wants to convince Mr. Netanyahu not to attack Qatar again or any other countries again, because Mr. Netanyahu is determined to eliminate all Hamas leaders wherever they are, when he said like they should be brought to justice or be kicked out from the countries hosting them. Otherwise, he will do it by himself or through the Israeli forces. So Mr. Rubio trying to make, Mr. Netanyahu to rethink again about that. In addition to that, they will talk about the future of the deal and talks, because Qatar was hit and Qatar was one of the main mediators. So he's trying to revive again the talks as a way to get, the hostages back, because it's one of the main goals for Israel and for America to return all hostages, to end the war and to rebuild Gaza, but to defeat Hamas. To defeat Hamas, but killing the leader of Hamas will kill any hope for talks, and this will make, the Qatari and the Arab and Muslim countries meeting in Doha tomorrow for a summit in order to have like a joint front, in order to say to Israel, you are here, you should don't take an action against any country in the region, because it will put the hostage at risk, it will put the stability and peace in the region at risk, it will put the security of Israel also at risk. So this is the mission of Mr. Rubio to make this balance between two allies, Qatar from one side and Israel from the other side, at the same time the stability in the region and the future of Gaza on the other side.
And so you mentioned the future of Gaza. In the meantime, the efforts of the Israelis are continuing in Gaza City. Tell us about the situation in Gaza City and what's happening there now.
It is getting from bad to worse, because there is about, according to some reports, about 250,000 people from Gaza City fled to the south, and the south is not really a safe area in the opinion of some of the Gazan people, because some people moved there to the south, and according to some testimonies from people in Gaza City, said they were killed through the Israeli strikes in some areas in the south. So there is no safe place, according to the Gazan people and according to the UN. So in this case, situation is bad. In addition to that, to move from Gaza City to the south, it's a costly and very hard trip. On the top of that, there is some people with mobility issues, so it discriminates against people with mobility issues. On the top of that, there is the famine affecting Gaza City, since the IBC report on 22nd of August saying there is famine in Gaza City, and it will go to the rest of Gaza by this month, September. So the report was 22nd of August. And since then, 142 people died out of hunger, and this is a big number. Since the start of the war in October 2023, there is 420 people died out of hunger, including 145 children, according to the health ministry run by Hamas. So this put question mark on the humanitarian situation. UN warned Israel about this military operation, about using force to move people to the south, because it will deteriorate the already bad humanitarian situation. So, but Mr. Netanyahu is determined that is the only way to defeat Hamas, is to use the force in order to defeat them, in order to put pressure on them, and saying, they try to damage their image in front of the Gazan people, because there are some Gazan people complaining that Hamas should return the hostages, you need to end the war. So there are some people blaming Hamas from Gaza, but not the majority, some of the Gazan people. So Mr. Netanyahu trying to use force in order to force Hamas to hand over the hostage. But I think Hamas is not accepting that. Hamas, most of their fighters are underground, these are tunnels. So less than 10,000 of Hamas fighters killed since the war. But all in all, the number of people killed in Gaza, more than 64,000 people. So the majority of Hamas fighters are underground. So in this case, they are not damaged so much. And they are determined it's the only way to have a two-state solution, to have a Palestinian state, is to carry on by forcing Israel to withdraw from Gaza, end of the war, in return for returning all the hostages. But Mr. Netanyahu doesn't agree with that.
And Mr. Netanyahu on Saturday facing pressure from at home from the Hostages and Missing Families Forum, saying that he was an obstacle to the freeing of hostages. So he does have some pressure within Israel as well to try and end the war.
The pressure since October 2023, there is demonstration every week from the families of hostages and their supporters to say Mr. Netanyahu should strike a deal with Hamas, because it's the only way to return the hostages. Because a military operation ended off killing some people, even in one incident by friendly fire by Israeli forces by mistake. Some hostages were killed. So in this case, the families of hostages put pressure on Mr. Netanyahu, but Mr. Netanyahu has and with his right-wing supporter from the coalition government, especially the finance minister Smotrich and the minister for national security Itmar Ben-Gvir, they are determined that defeating Hamas, eliminating the leader of Hamas, is the only way. The deal, they don't believe in the deal because they have their condition on the deal. They don't agree with withdrawals. They don't agree with the condition of Hamas. So if they don't agree with the condition of Hamas and they don't make any compromises, so Hamas will not agree. So the pressure from inside, the pressure from the international community, the pressure of recognizing a Palestinian state by some countries, including UK and France and other countries, on 22nd of September, does not have any effect so far on Mr. Netanyahu, because his vision is to achieve the goals of Israel, is eliminating Hamas and returning the hostages.
Shehata, thank you very much indeed for the context there for all these stories. Thank you.